Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Salama. Shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom. Greetings to all of my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you're the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. I welcome you this morning. Today is Monday, October 30th, and let's get to the news. As the world is on high alert, we see things happening all throughout the Middle East, in Ukraine. World news on edge with Covenant Awakenings. You know, have to have that little dramatic music up in there. I'm going to start it off like this. Here we go, Micah chapter 5. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to share the screen. Hallelujah. Micah chapter 5. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. He hath laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, thou shalt be little among the thousands of Judah. Yet of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel. Those going forth have been from of old, from of everlasting. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth had brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return into the children of Judah. The remnant is returning because why? Because these folks are fighting each other. Micah 5:4, and he shall stand and feed in the strength of Yahuwah, in the majesty of the name of Yahuwah, his Elohim, and they shall abide. For now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth. And this man shall be the peace when the Assyrians shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our places. Then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod and the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian, when he cometh into our land, when he treadeth within our borders. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from Yahuwah, as the showers upon the grass. that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. They don't like to tell you that they're all throughout sub-Saharan Africa. That was not our land up there in that dirt. And I don't know why we have our people involved in the craziness, but we do. That's just how we, that's just us. That's what we do. That's our stiff necked ways. We can't stay out of the way of anything. We run into destruction. And that's why it says only a remnant. Micah 5 and 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through both tread it down and tear in pieces, and none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all the enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahuwah, that I'll cut off thy horse out of the midst of thee, and I'll destroy thy chariots. And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee. And thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands, and I'll pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee. So I'll destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. I had to come into Micah chapter 4, excuse me, chapter 5. That was Micah chapter 5. And I had to bring it to our people's attention that we need to stay out of the way of the judgment that the Most High is executing upon these nations. That is not our land. These are Gentiles fighting amongst each other. Matter of fact, the Most High labels them as heathens. Because why? Because they reject the truth. And he's doing a work amongst them. We have to understand what that really means to us during this time because we are living in a time that is unparalleled. If you hadn't noticed, things are getting progressively worse. If you hadn't noticed, some factions of folks are trying to declare war this very week. Matter of fact, the war is already here. It doesn't really matter. You don't line up warships that is a hundreds of billions of dollars, or excuse me, hundreds of millions, if not a couple $1 billion worth of an operation just to get warships, carrier strike groups to sail across the ocean. Not to mention putting them in a kill range, which isn't very smart at all. There's a lot of things that's supposed to happen this week. I'm not going to get into conjecture, but what I am going to do is get into the reality of what things are, what we're seeing as this world is on edge. And really, as their world is on edge. Because why? Because each is trying to fight for the lie. That's it. Each faction, each division, whatever you want to call it, is trying to fight for the lie. Even amongst our own folks. I've said this on my channel many, many, many a time. You have a lot of our folks that go into these organizations and affiliations that are COINTELPRO for the express purpose that they will be activated for a moment like this. Because you have a lot of our brothers and sisters that woke up, but instead of being led by spirit and walking in the truth, they get led in the flesh and they go into destruction. That's Daniel chapter 12. See, when you're feeding your flesh all these times, oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, all that does is reinforce your flesh. So now you're just going to walk into your destruction. If you came to the knowledge of who you were by virtue of vanity, oh my goodness, I'm sorry for you. I'm praying for you. And that's all I can do. Because we've told you, I've told you, this is what's going to happen. Because why? Because they disregard the scriptures. Stay away. Stay in your house. Stay in your room. Fast and pray. Because why? Because this is a time to do it. But no, folks go into their vanity, and guess what? They get cut down by the sword. Because why? Because now in this time, everyone has chosen their old past. We are the reflection of our forefathers. We're not our forefathers. There's no reincarnation mess. No, we're the reflection of it. Because you want to know why? Because that's the spirit that we carry on us. If you're going to wake up in vanity, then guess what? Realize you're going to get destroyed. This is when I woke up and I realized something is off with them. Something's not adding up with them. Something's not, oh, well, it's this and that, and See, truth without spirit, it's a mess. And it does what? It leads you down the path of destruction because why? Because we're always going to go down this path. Don't think that we just woke up and it was like, oh, well, we woke up and hum da 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 la da dee dee dee. No. We woke up because why? Because we were provided a task to be a light to our family, to be a light to the nations. And now their task lies before them. And I really do feel sorry for them. I really do pity them. And I pray that our brothers and sisters that's involved in that they ask the Most High through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, that the Ruach HaKodesh get them out of there. separates them, moves them away. Because you want to know why? It starts with one and then all the other cells are activated. Come on now. I think we've been in America for quite a long time that we realize how this thing goes. We're no longer ignorant people that we once had been. We're no longer the walking dead that we once had been. But when you are spiritually awakened, guess what? Now you can physically see. Now you can physically hear the plans of our enemies. And when you can articulate your enemy's plans better than them, then Houston has a problem. Not enough of us were involved. Not enough of us had been emotionalized. Not enough of us had gone through the process of being folded into this new conflict, right? You're going to have to choose sides. That's what they wanted to tell us. And when, for the large part, us, guess what? That came from us. Don't think that we do not have an influence. We surely do. Do not think that our community doesn't have reach. We surely do. And our reach is so much that guess what? YouTube has to throttle us, which it surely does. But it doesn't matter. They can't stop what the Most High's doing. They've tried, and now look at what's happening to the rest of the world. I don't want this message getting out. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter what you want. It's what the Most High is doing. And guess what? He always frustrates the plans of the wicked. And look at those plans. Now, here we are at this moment, at this time. And these rallies are going to be more rallies, they're going to be more intense, they're going to be more heated. And then, yeah, this demonstration. Oh, we got to demonstrate. Here it comes. Now we got to do our formation. Here it comes. Do you see, family? Do you see where this is going? If you have ears to hear and eyes to see, especially spiritual ears to hear and spiritual eyes to see. If you don't, you're just going to go right into the trap. See, if you didn't understand in this season, there's a harvest where the fruit gets picked and where the fruit that's on the ground is left to die. It's left to rot. When you're a harvester, you don't pick up the fruit on the ground. I learned that when my grandmother had fields of corn and green beans, acres of corn and green beans in her property in New Jersey. You don't pick up stuff on the ground because why? Because the worms get to it. You don't pick off things on the ground because why? Because the ants and all the other vermin will start to get to it. It's not worth saving. That's why we're seeing this. This is a harvest time. You can be on the ground, but you could choose to ask the Most High to save you, to put you in the basket. If you think that this is the time to go on out there and proselytize, I got to tell you, now's not the time. You heard it from Brother Karras and Covenant Awakening. Covenant Awakenings. Now's not the time. Don't do it. Please use spiritual discernment. Don't do it. But that's what happens. You had to understand that this awakening was always going to be jacked by these principalities. You already knew it. Who can I catch in the foolishness? We have that inside and outside the awakening. That's why I've always said for this channel, pray about it. If you don't like what I'm saying, pray about it. Because why? I'd rather you ask the Most High than me try to convince you. My job isn't to convince, my job is to speak. It's the Most High's job to convince, it's the Most High's job to convict. And I believe that that's working. Because I always say, look, let my track record speak for itself. And all I'm going to do every day is just come up in here and speak the truth and peace. And that's it. We knew where we were going. We knew what was happening. We knew what was getting ready to jump off. Because why? Because that's what the scriptures were saying. We knew what was going to happen getting out of our captivity. And do you think it's going to get any better? No, it's going to get worse. We know what their plans are for our sons and daughters. We know what's happening. This is called scorched earth. When our kingdom goes down, everybody's dying, including us. That's what they want us to, that's what they want from us. You're not going to go back home. You're going to die just like us. You're going to perish just like us. Problem is, they don't believe the word. Problem is, they don't believe the scriptures. Problem is, they hate our Elohim. They hate him. They knew who we were when they took us. They just hated him so much that they're like, all right, whatever, let's take this and we'll be in this perpetual pact. Let's perpetually enslave them. Let's perpetually capture them. Let's perpetually continue to bring them down to the ground. If they rise on up, well, we'll control that. If they rising up that we can't control it, well then we'll delete them. And now they have bigger fish to fry. Shalom, Brother Fast Nickel.
Shalom, Brother Karras. You brought the link out early this morning. The reason I came on is to be your support, your Ed McMahon, until Mike comes on this morning. But I do want to say you have brought up some very interesting talking points, and the one about the harvest is a very interesting analogy, because when you think about it, the moment that fruit, as long as it's on the tree, it's still connected to the life source. And the minute it hits the ground, the death process begins. And that's the same analogy of the tree of life. The minute you remove yourself from the tree of life, the death process begins.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what we're seeing is that as we're getting into this time, make no mistake about it, these folks are going to go to war. It's just that here's the thing, they won't declare that they're going to war, but what they're going to do is they're going to try to levy every single chip that they had. Look, rest assured, all these organizations that had already been well organized and well established for years, they were put in place just to be a barrier to this awakening. You understand what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy that was literally the snare to the awakening? All right, if you have awakened, but you haven't awakened with spiritual discernment, I got that snare for you. That was a landmine, and now folks are about to get blown up on this landmine. Amazing. Shalom, Brother Michael.
Shalom, brothers. How y'all doing this day?
Amazing. Thank you.
That's good. Man, I was up last night.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was saying to myself, well, once I get through watching this, I'm gonna go to bed. Man, they kept changing it every time I look up. I'm like, man, what they got going on, bruh? This, I'm seeing what you're saying. There's no going back from this. There is no going back, and they are hellbound for no peace. This is going to get bloody. This man, I mean, and we are part of this history that they are making. We're witnessing it. And at the same time, now in our mind, we like, we need to get up and get out plan. And that's the thing that concerns me because, I don't want no parts of it, truthfully. Now, the little incident they claim it happened in Chicago, man, they trying their best to draw us in.
Mike, that could have been you, couldn't it?
That's what I'm talking about.
It could have been you. You get what I'm saying? You could have see what I'm saying? Because why? That they know, look, hey, that's the epicenter. That's the epicenter. That's a lot of black folks. They understand this. They understand some truths. They understand, what the feeling, the feel good. Because why? If we come into this with vanity, oh my goodness, guess what? We are that tool of self-destruction.
And there was this sister, Red, posted something yesterday, and it's some high official. I thought she was some low-level woman. And she gets up there and says, no, the major threat is these young black Americans waking up to them being Israel. That's what said this on TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay.
That is
I'm sorry, say it, Fast Nickel.
that is the threat because the same way Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. I'm waiting for them to say, if you don't go to war with us, you ain't black.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, I'm gonna be black, but I ain't going to no war. I'm gonna be black all day, every day.
Then color me green and orange.
Mm. This is and now it's 7 o'clock here and probably 8 where you all at, and today just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Now by the time we get to the middle of the day or this evening, they're gonna be on a whole different level. This gonna be old news, like a brand new car. It's gonna be old news in a couple of hours. Man, but they ramping this up. I seen what's his name? Kingdom Prepper did 3 shows near about in a span of 24 hours because it kept changing that much.
Yeah,
Mm.
and the thing is, I could have gone on yesterday, and I did go on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that it's really not funny. But now you're seeing that. Now you have Erdogan saying that they're getting ready to declare war.
Mm.
They're already fighting in Syria. Let me explain this thing to you all, families, so you understand what's happening in Syria. Because a lot of folks don't understand what's actually happening in Syria. In 2011, 2012, you had the Arab Spring. The Arab Spring was really put in place to do regime changes across the Middle East. That was really what it was, to destabilize the Middle East, things of that nature. There's always some sort of a destabilizing factor. And yes, Facebook played a major part in that. Countries were saying to Facebook, please turn off your Facebook, please do this. Because you got to remember the information flow. If you turn off the information or you just black out the information, then that's worse. But when you're there, you can kind of censor things, then, it's not as bad because people think that they're actually communicating and yada, yada. Same as what we have here. Oh, we think we're actually communicating. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, because everything we do and say is monitored. I know this firsthand. And I'm not going to tell you how I know, but I know.
You know how you know that? I'll tell you something that happened just during the week. I was with 2 buddies. We were in the car, and I'm from the Northeast, so I'm a big White Castle person. And the other person asked me, which one do you like better, White Castle or Crystal? And we were just talking in the car. I kid you not, 2 days later, in my YouTube feed, I get a video comparing White Castle and Crystals. I had never done a search, nothing.
Yeah, because there's oh man, who am I? Okay, there we go. Oh, that's your right.
What? What's that?
I'm getting reverb off you.
No, I ain't got nothing on.
No, it's the mic. There you go. Yeah, so you could tell that they're monitoring everything. They monitor these channels, they monitor what we say, and that's fine. Look, I don't have a problem with it because I look at it like this. Maybe, just maybe, the Most High allows them to monitor this so they can find out about the truth. And that's okay. Because why? I'm going to testify to the truth. Because nothing I say is outside the word. Nothing. Even the apocryphal writings testify to the word. Baruch testifies to Jeremiah. Because all Baruch is just what Jeremiah wrote down in the original transcript. Ezra's the same thing.
Brother Karras, when you mentioned the white powder on Saturday, what country was the one that was the one to do it?
Human Rights Watch had accused Israel of dropping Willie P, or white phosphorus, we call it Willie P in the military, on civilians. That is actually a war crime. In its nature, it is a war crime. This is why, even yesterday, Iran said that Israel had crossed a lot of red lines. Nothing is going back, family. It's going to get worse. So, what they're going to do, they're going to do the legal, I call it the legal spiegel, right? Hey, we're going to present this in front of the UN, and then the UN will have a closed door meeting. Turkey will present something, China will present something, Russia will present something, probably Iran will present something with Syria, and they'll say, this is what's happening. And then they'll bring that on up to some sort of a vote to where the U.S. won't be present, or they'll just veto the vote. And they'll say, look, we vetoed the vote, so see, it doesn't matter. Well, no, it does matter. And this is what's happening. And guess what? Now we're going to war. It's a formality, because they already know. The U.S. is going to say, look, the UN decided to take actions. No, not necessarily. It was the U.S. that's going to be taking action. Because why? Because they can unilaterally have that decision. That's why they established the UN. That's why the African nations are like, forget the UN, we need something better, because we're not being heard, we're not being represented. Oh, African nations, you're not being heard, you're not being represented in the UN? Man, how does that feel? Surprise, surprise. Now you feel like us. Now you feel like us.
You know what's funny is Russia is the boogeyman, because obviously they always need a boogeyman to go after. But I find it funny about China, because literally everybody's in bed with China. China's the one that supplies the world with everything. It's like, if you cut off China or you call them the bad guys, now what happens if they cut off their supply to everybody?
Well, yeah. So now the whole thing is, the polarization is China and Russia. Russia has the oil, a good chunk of it. That's why they are very influential with OPEC. And now they got on the influences of OPEC with Saudi Arabia. Iran is a huge producer of oil. And guess what? So is Venezuela. So, really, South America, to me, is gone from U.S. influences or Western influences, because that's Argentina. Argentina is getting ready to join BRICS. And when Argentina joins BRICS, and guess what? Who cares about inflation? Man, I got this BRICS money. No, 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 no. No, it's not going to be 133% inflation. Because why? Because that dollar doesn't match up to this BRICS dollar. Matter of fact, y'all owe us instead of us owing you. Do you see how the tables will quickly turn? Oh, we need to make sure that this settlement within the World Trade Organization, within the International Monetary Fund, we need to make sure that this International Monetary Fund pays us back. Because why? Now this thing is in gold. Uh-oh.
You know, Guyana just struck a major pipeline of oil.
Mm-hmm. But even though they have oil and they're still trading it on Western markets, you have to remember, as anyone that is in business, right? You're going to go to where you have the most value. Do you have the most value in the dollar or do you have the most value in gold? It's a simple proposition. And now remember, we're about 60 days or so to what? The new brick system going live.
I see.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I see a massive destruction, boy. I'm serious, man. These countries jumping ship when they seeing, hey, it's better over here than with this here, and it's about time for a change anyway. And that's some of the mentality that they're maintaining. When y'all say his anger is going to be a great fury, bruh. I mean, I'm just looking at all what they gather, what these nations are gathering together. They sending ships and, I mean, getting everybody all riled up. I mean, bruh, it's like we got to be all to ourselves and not, because this is not our business. It's not our business. But I mean, to see what's about to happen and for us to be caught in the middle of it, we shouldn't be in it. Although I believe that some of us going to, get caught up or whatever, but we should not be in it. This is Yah's, and that's his battle. He said this nation will not exist anymore. For that to happen, something great has to happen to this nation or any other nation for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this, I mean, man, because truthfully, I was saying, man, I was thinking that you would come on yesterday. But man, I was so mentally tired of all that, I didn't see. I was like, man, I hope Carriers don't go home. I ain't gonna lie, I'm serious. Because I was tired from Saturday.
I was tired from Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
and then Mike, I got you. All right. I was tired from Saturday, and then Sunday we have Q2UA or Quest Unite Africa. We do our Sunday meetings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then from there, I'm usually tied up in a meeting. I'm tied up in phone calls. Shout out to Quest Unite Africa. We had our mink kit build event yesterday in the ATL in Atlanta. Shout out to Sister Shar, Sister Reeves, Brother Reeves, Walt and Princess. They were holding it down, and it was a great event. Some of our teams, folks were on out there from our medical teams to help build the kits to keep things sanitary, and we're going to have video for that. We'll be producing that video, get it nice and lively. It was an awesome thing to see and to witness, to see things getting packed up, and then ultimately they'll be headed on out to the continent sometime very soon. Hallelujah. So this is awesome to see these things working on out. Hallelujah. Let me get to Brother Rojo and Sister Chantel, our UK war correspondent that's also fighting off these French bread bugs.
Hey, ooh, speaking of that, but no, but I have to say for you, Karis, I am pleasantly shocked to see you here this morning, only because I wasn't able to verify anything. But I don't know what's going on out there in Eber City in your neck of the
Oh,
woods.
yeah, yeah. Well, listen, I'm glad the Most High kept me in the house because I was like, you know what? Let me go heathen mode. Let me roll on down to Ebor. Let me get on this trolley and jump on down to Ebor, tear it on up.
Man,
Let
I
me
don't know if they were shooting or if somebody got cut or I don't know. I mean, all I know is that it was like a herd of lions going down the street, people ducking under stuff. I don't. And then as far as you, Michael, brother Michael, you better be careful because Saturday those camps are mobilizing.
mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say. And
Yeah, they
There
are.
they are.
What
it,
you
it,
you talking about this coming Saturday?
this coming Saturday, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, if AOC shows up, and I'm not talking about Sandy Horse Teeth Cortez, I'm talking about the camp, General Hashar and company. Those brothers don't play. So it's just I forgot the name of that park. Is it Lincoln Park?
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
Lincoln. I mean, there's so much. Cause when people do protests, I don't know what it is. They want to go downtown, you know. But
brother.
I mean, I hope that is not the situation that the brothers go down there and just to be um in the middle of something. I mean, I'd rather
When
do it
when
from a distance.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In this situation, I actually don't mind because WFI is a fairly small and young camp, and P those PAL protesters went and bum rushed them, and then those brothers held their own. I mean, they stood their ground. They had tar on the heels. They did not back down. But no, I mean, I'm mad because I can't be there this Saturday. I mean, no, and then the pull up boys are going to show up there. So no, it's we can't.
The only reason I say this,
Uh,
Rojo, is this.
uh,
Right now, that's what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to draw us in. And my thing
Yes.
is, don't fall for the okey doke.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only ones that stand. We're standing back, and we've been doing good so far.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go in there and we get hop in it, hey, now we part of the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
When we didn't start the conflict, we didn't end the conflict, but we get in the conflict. And
Yeah.
just just look at it from that standpoint.
Yeah, because why? Don't get in a conflict with your enemies lest they do what? Lest they focus on you and now you got two people coming at you. That's foolishness. That's literally foolishness. So we have to understand not to go into folly or be drawn into folly, and honestly, look, the destruction is what? That's a portion for fools. Sorry. We see this. Why am I going to get in the way with what the Most High is doing? Unless I'm a fool. And you see the Most High doing this right now, right in front of our eyes.
I guess I see both y'all's points. Those camps shouldn't even be out there in the first place.
No.
So I feel you on that. It's just that I just hate seeing brothers getting ganged up
And
on like that.
and
It's just
that's exactly, and that's the emotional hook line that they're trying to get on out there. Okay, well let's get our people on out there. Can we get in Black Panthers? Can we get in NFAC? Let's see what's going on here. And then guess what? Oh, now it's our fault. See, the whole conflict started because of black people, and it was these black Hebrew Israelites, and they wanted to open their mouths and see how their heavenly Father is bringing us to destruction. You see what I'm saying? Look, don't they're trying to rush to the sword. Don't be a fool and rush in with them. Like we had said, this is not our fight. This is never our fight. Why would we even want to be in that vicinity? unless there's an agenda, and
And
there's
the
always
sad
an agenda.
thing, and the sad thing about it is this. And if it do go down that way, there gonna be a lot of innocent Israelites that's going to automatically get pushed into something they had uh no beef in the game. They were just standing back. I mean, now if they don't read the scriptures, I mean they got the Quran. All right, fine. That's not on us. That's not on us. And so I mean, no, I'm all about no. Keep our distance. And let's move on because we know what's going to happen. But then if we get pulled in from another group, no, you're not showing love for your brothers and sisters. You getting them involved in something they do not want to get involved in, which we should not be involved in.
Absolutely. They want us to fight a battle or pick a side. And honestly, we're neutral. No, we're Switzerland.
But I do have to bring up another set of Israelites across the continent across the pond within the diaspora. And I didn't send you or Barbara, Mike, none of this because I have the one thing you all probably already know, but the other part I didn't send. I'm just hearing it. And I'm looking things up to see if it's true. And I think I heard not you, Karis, but somebody else allude to it. Anyway, the DRC and I think another country, I can't remember the name of the country right offhand, they are lifting all restrictions for passports and visas, which will be an automatic inroad for us to, go migrate over there. And out of nowhere, and coincidentally, all of a sudden there are these rumors that the United States is talking about bombing parts of Africa. Akibalon, go figure.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it because you got to remember they want to keep us separated. And now, once you start to have intra African um, trade and trade restrictions removed, right? The only reason that you have trade restrictions in Africa, that is due to the West. It's a Western colonial construct. Don't trade with them. Why? Because the less you trade with them, the less you interact with them, the less cohesive there are. And guess what? The weaker you are. They see it. They realize that was what was keeping them weak. Imagine if you said the same thing to Europe. And you say, don't, you know what? I think it's dangerous. You need to break up your European Union and you need to make sure that you have, trade agreements and that you restrict travel to, other European countries and that, you don't have anything to do with them. Those Europeans will be looking at you like, are you crazy? Our strength comes from our people. Our strength comes from the whole. Yes, even though I may not like Germany as I'm French or I'm French and I don't like Germany, I got to work with them because why? Because we're Europeaners. They're right there. They're my next door neighbor. That's ludicrous. But then we expect that the African nations have some sort of lunacy to do something that these European nations wouldn't do themselves. Call that the most hypocritic thing ever. The hypocrisy is unmatched. And now, when you can actually articulate the hypocrisy, then it becomes a problem because why? Well, these brothers over here in the United States, they got a good point. Why don't you all do that? We don't see y'all doing that, but you want us to do that? Come on, break it down to us, man. We don't like you. We don't want you to survive. We don't want you to prosper because we want to keep taking everything that you have. See, this is a problem for them. We're articulating their issues.
Brother Rojo, a woman brought that topic up about the DRC on Brother Teo's show on Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's where I heard that from.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I started listening, and Sister Cabrera brought something up about the visa thing, and that's when I
Mm-hmm.
started hearing all these reports about the whole, them wanting to drop them things and Akibalon. But check this out: is he real? Is getting Molly drubbed right now. They're getting hit from everywhere, and
What?
I try.
Yeah, go ahead, Roger, because I want to address that, and
I
I'll go
tried
to
to send the
Sister
links
Joe.
out because I wanted to show. I don't have Chantel's info, but I want to send stuff to Michael and Asaph. And I'm telling you, I kept on getting those mailer demons or whatever you call those things. Message not sent, and I use Gmail, so
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't even be getting them. They should just be either be in quarantine where I can redo the link and probably, adjust a couple of the little symbols and push it through. But it's not being pushed through. But yeah, they're getting from all sides. Lebanon is hitting them. I want to say who is the heads connected to? That's Lebanon, right?
Yeah, the Bala,
There you, yeah, yeah. Um, them
the
and somebody
bowlers,
else is.
the hedge bowlers. We're gonna call them hedge bowlers.
It was a brother from Akibalon from I think Tanzania who did a video, and he was giving like play by play. And you know what those them folks are used to? I mean, them Quran folks. Them things that you put up underground that not yours but mine's. You know, those Israeli vehicles been getting shrapnel. I mean, I'll let y'all find that yourself.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
to get you.
They've been hit with these anti-tank missiles, and they showed them. They literally showed them right before they came in. It was last week. They said if you're gonna come up on in here, we're gonna hit you with these anti-tank missiles, and they've been losing. They've been losing folks,
Are they
and
been getting
so
hit?
yeah, they've been hitting bad. They've been getting hit bad. Like, I don't think a lot of folks realize they're taking heavy losses. And so you're going to have to understand what's going to start ending up happening is you have the naval ships, because the naval ships are going to do what? They're going to try and soften up the positions by either shelling them, with naval fire and things of that nature, which then creates even more problems because, you know, that's going to be a an introduction of other naval forces, especially out of the Black Sea. Just giving you that perspective, that introspective of why they're trying to limit different things going on in Ukraine with the Russians. Same as what you see with Syria. And let me touch on Syria, and I'll get to you, Sister Chantel. The reason you had these airstrikes in Syria, because I was going into Syria and then I kind of I tangented off with Facebook. You have Facebook, then Facebook had the Arab Spring. Arab Spring then created um, the Syrian Revolution. Syrian Revolution turned into the Syrian Civil War. Syrian Civil War turned into a occupation of literally Syrian oil fields. That's why the U.S. is there. The U.S. is not there in Syria by invitation. Guess who's there by invitation in Syria? The Russians are. The U.S. is not. What the U.S. said is we won't go to a full scale war and envelop these oil fields. And that's what they've been doing. Hey, let us pump the oil. Not let us pump. We're going to steal the oil. You leave us alone. If you didn't understand that was happening, now you know.
Brother Karras, am I correct that Assyria invited Russia in at the time that America was trying to take Assad out?
That's correct. Syria invited Russia in July of 2015. Because I was there when I saw those SU 22s, TU 22, whatever you want to call them. It was about 3 of them flying into the Syrian air base. They came from the lower Caucasus, flew on over. I could see them flying on over. And all we're just doing was watch them on the big screen, just flying and flying and flying. Turkey allowed clearance. And then they landed right outside Damascus. This was September of 2015. I still remember this. They landed right outside Damascus. One of the folks that was there, she had said, "Yeah, we're about to get turned. We're about to get turned back." Because when all that happens, and guess what? The State Department was on with, things, and there's a whole coordination effort of how, rules of engagement, things of that nature. Because remember, in shortly thereafter, you had folks were saying, "Oh, look, it's Russian provocateurs and stuff like that," and people didn't even realize that the Russians were literally given the edict to establish the routes and establish the buffer zone, and Americans were literally getting pushed back when they're like, "Oh, they almost ran into the convoy." Yeah, because the convoy knew where it was supposed to go. The U.S. is not in Syria legally. So let that be known. Understand that the U.S. is there, and they've been there pumping oil, stealing oil. And on top of that, not just stealing oil, but they're there because they are trying to ensure that Iran does not have a land bridge over to Syria to fight Israel. That's why they respond. They respond to that. They respond with aircraft and aircraft response. But you have to understand. Look, when the Russians can interdict U.S. aircraft if they wanted to. But you have to understand, if you are going to interdict something, you always leave a signature. When you fight, you're leaving a signature of how you fight, the tactics that you used, and the technology that you employed in order to defeat you. Then that gets reverse engineered. So why? So the next time you can't utilize the same tactics. So you let things happen. Because why? Because when you do the onslaught comes in multiple directions. So then nothing can be done. Nothing can be analyzed. Oh, wow. This took so much time because why? You'd be analyzing here, there. Because then if you have too much to analyze, you become ineffective. Well, I can't really respond because I need to analyze how I'm going to respond. See, that's why you have to have something overwhelming. And this is why they just say, okay, well, we'll let them retaliate. We'll let them do this. We'll let them do that. That's the nature of warfare. Warfare isn't just, bam, bam, shoot them up and you're playing like something out of Modern Warfare. No. It's precision strikes. It's shooting surface-to-air missiles. But when you do that, you have to overwhelm because look, you're shooting not only the aircraft, but you're also aiming at bases to where that aircraft is landing at.
Hey, curious about that. Can I ask you a question
Mm-hmm.
about those SAMs?
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna start, shooting at us? Fly if we're taking flights and everything over here? Just a question.
So where?
Not just in nation flights, like flying from state to state or something like that.
No.
Okay, no, I'm just because I'm sorry, that stuff just ever since 2014 with that Malaysian Airlines thing where they blew them out of the sky. And there's a whole lot to that. But yeah, I've just been paranoid, so I just thought
Why?
I'd ask.
The question's why? Why would the U.S. even ever allow that? Because air travel is a major travel industry in the United States, so that won't be affected unless they wanted it to be affected, but they won't. I guarantee you they won't. Because if that's affected, then guess what? Airline industries are impacted. When airline industries are impacted, then the economy's impacted. They won't allow it. They can't allow it. Overseas, yeah, no big deal. It don't matter. It's not a domestic thing. Whatever. Here, yeah, no. You got to remember, Babylon loves its people. Babylon loves its children. Do not get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, family. She sits the queen, and she'll see no loss of her children. She loves her children. She just doesn't love us. Sister Chantel, shalom.
Shalom, everybody. Hey, everybody in the chat and to the panel. Babylon loves her children. She loves them to death,
Mm-hmm.
But when has America ever been invited anywhere? Really? And in Syria, kill, steal, and destroy everywhere. That's their motto. Like, I have this new phrase. These people are literally Yam Nazarene everywhere. I started looking into what Gates of Holder did with the Yamnaza tribe, and it's like, wow, it's literally wash, rinse, and repeat with these people. They can't change. This is who they are. It's in their DNA. It's bred into them. It's the spirit of their fathers. It's who they are. It's their coding. So, and as for our brothers and sisters, or brothers and more brothers going down, like, what are you doing there? Like, we literally are living in the times where the Most High said, literally, stay the heck out of it. Like, I'm going to literally read Isaiah 26.
Go ahead.
Verse 20 to 21. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. Get out of the streets and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment. It's only going to be a little time. These people ain't going to be lasting forever and ever and ever. Amen. This is it. This is their showdown. They're literally just on overdrive. So just get yourself out of the streets for just a little while. You're not going to be missing anything. You're going to watch it on television with your popcorn and your drinks, your preferred beverage, and just watch them just blow each other up and do whatever they want. We need to be found not guilty, right? Until the indignation be overpassed. I want to go into that word indignation because sometimes we throw this around without actually understanding. It means anger or annoyance provoked. Anger or annoyance provoke. These people provoke each other, and they're trying to provoke us. Get out of the streets. What you doing there in the first place? Because no one of them must have gone up to these people and said, that ain't your land anyway. So it's like, it ain't ours either.
Bingo. I know.
So it's like, just get yourself out of the street and stay behind your doors. For verse 21, for behold, Yahuwah cometh out of his place. This is why these people gone crazy, because he's out. He's not in his seat anymore. He's literally risen up like the warrior that he is. Sit yourself down, Israel. Get yourself out of the streets and stop getting into people's business. It's not our business. Stop begging friend. Stop looking for people to be liking you or whatever. They don't like us. Leave them to it. For behold, Yahuwah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, their sins, their mistreatment of us and of each other, because the Most High don't like the way they're treating each other. Forget the fact that they've done what they've done to us. Do you think the Most High likes and enjoys that they're doing what they're doing to each other? It don't make no difference. He don't like it. We walk on these streets. This ain't our land and everything, but we don't like to see the mess that they make when they drop the litter or the water that we have to drink and everything else like that. We don't like it. The Most High don't like it, right? The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. This is what we're seeing. When we literally go onto these apps or these social media and we see all these bodies just there, we are literally in this prophecy.
Yes.
Why are we in these streets unless we want to be added to those slain?
Tell them.
Get out of the streets. Get out of the streets. We don't need to be protesting. The Bible already says, the Most High said, don't be going to Egypt. So when you out there protesting, when you out there, you should be in your house, gathering yourself, come together as one and just call out to Abba Yah. That's the only one we need to be protesting to. That's the only one we need to be literally putting our whole energy on. Trying to get you're out there begging the people that are killing you to stop killing you when they've been killing you, when their ancestors have been killing you, and that's all they know how to do, and you think you're going to get what? Some sort of reprieve from them for a little while? They're going to stop killing you? Are you nuts? What is wrong with our people? I'm getting so sick and tired and frustrated. Like, you should know better. You camps are in the word. What the heck? Man, you're sitting down there on the street. Like, there's a time and place for everything. This time is over. Most of our people know. If you think that we didn't awaken, all of us pretty much know who we are. I literally just watched a video of Nanya Sim. I like her videos. And she was showing how the Israeli whatever was in Atlanta talking about how the biggest threat. Now, not all of us on here have probably seen this or heard or seen that particular video. How the biggest threat to Israel is young black America. Like, what? How? And a lot of our people that had stitched that was saying the same thing. You ain't even the real people. Our people done woke up ages ago. We know. And I'm telling you, when I talk to people over here, they know. They be like, yeah, I know we the people. I know we the people. I know they are the people. Our people are awake. They're awake. But you know what? It's good. And I think it's just as well that they keep silent.
Yes.
Because sometimes letting the enemy know who's who, what's what, where isn't always a good thing. Keep yourself covered. Keep yourself in the house. You ain't got to be fronting and going up there saying, oh yeah, we're the people, and you ain't even in that land and you're not supposed to be in that land. That's their land. That's Esau's land. Leave them to it. That's not our land. Why you want to go over to that dead place anyway?
Yeah.
All they've got is just nothing but camel poop everywhere. Why? Why do you want it?
I think that lie that they've been holding on for so many years, I think that lie is gonna come back and just it's just going to rip them apart, because the world is going to, you've been lying for so long. The world would like, you expect us to believe now that you are saying you want to do this or do that, because they lied so long and so much. Once that hit the fan, and I seen that video you were talking about. once it hits the fan, because they control the media, but once that control is gone, it's on and popping.
Exactly. They're all they are is afraid. And this is where they're at their most dangerous. So this is why we need to just stay indoors. Just stay. We ain't missing out on nothing. Leave them to it. It's not the time for going out and gallivant in the streets. Get yourself inside your house. Go around to each other's houses and whatnot. Stay in places where you know it's safe around your own people, but leave these people to their own business. It's got nothing to do with us at all. I'm sick and tired of our people constantly just being in everybody else's business but our own.
And this is one time we need to mind our business. Yeah, you're right. We was always out there helping the Chinese when they got here, helping the Mexicans when they got here. Now it's time for us to sit back and hey, let what happens go. Let it happen. It's just that simple.
Okay, Michael, but we still got to keep them in our prayers, though. Those camp brothers that will go out there to Chicago, because y'all are right. You're right. Kara's right. Sister Chantel, she is passionately right.
But let me tell you something, bro, Joe. What they doing is endangering my son, myself, Karis, Sister Chantel, even you and your kids. Yeah. That's what's happening. That's the bigger picture. Because when they see black, they don't care who it is. You black.
Exactly. Exercise some intelligence here now, man. These ain't the times. These people are looking for any excuse. We've seen how they've been trying to, like, do you know, it's like, I can't with it, because it's like, you're not literally showing any intelligence here. You know, these people have been trying so hard to drag us into it. And you with your silly little fast self, go take yourself over there, say something and get these people mad. And now the whole world is seeing, oh, look, it's black people against the Palestinians. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. They're involved. And now they think that they've got something. Where's your intelligence? Where's your intelligence? Ecclesiasticus 11 verse 9 and 10. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. My son, think of this as the Most High telling you this. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. We're supposed to be seen as innocent. They won't be able to find our guilt, and you fasten up yourself up in there. You will be seen, you shall not be seen innocent. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shall thou escape by fleeing. So they will chase you down, you stupid idiot. Like, no, let me stop.
No, let those scriptures out. Let those scriptures. Hey, let those scriptures out.
No, she's doing good. I mean,
she came in on fire. I said, let me get Chantel loose. Here comes our UK correspondent for that proper.
We need to hear this.
It's a proper tongue lashing.
Listen, it says here, verse 15, wisdom. Look, these camps, not all of them, but a lot of them have so much knowledge, and I love them for it. They're my brothers. This is the only reason why I'm showing this passion. I love my people. You have knowledge, but where's your freaking wisdom? Excuse my language. Where's your wisdom? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law. Have all of that. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of Yahuwah. Love and the way of good works are from him. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners.
What happened?
You cut out Sister Chantel. I think she was on too much of a roll. StreamYard done cut her out. Man,
but let me tell you something. She wasn't lying. She's not lying though. She's not lying. Her brother got knowledge. Now she that's one thing. They know their scriptures. But at the same time, there's a time to be a militant when Yah is raising you up to be that. Right now, this is not that time. You got boatloads of scriptures that supports what Sister Chantel is speaking on. Mm-hmm. And I hope that this that these brothers on this brothers and sisters on this just start sending this video out to just thumbs up. So you know what I'm saying?
Do you see what happens, family? This is what we go through when when there's wisdom and truth that goes on. We get messed up. They don't cut Sister Chantel's mic, her connection. That's what happens, family. We're in the biggest principality ever. This is the biggest system ever. If you all can't see this, I don't know. Listen, we don't have that much time left. I don't care if you can't see it or not. We don't have that much time left. And it's the Most High who deals with this. It's the Most High. All we can do is to speak here for a time.
You know what?
Let me bring
Y'all are right.
Chantel, can you hear us?
YouTube getting mad with me, you know.
Oh yeah, the enemy's getting mad. You're bringing that heat. The enemy's getting mad. Oh my goodness.
Now y'all are right.
Mad with me.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to change my way of thinking and just hope that we can all just stay in, do what we've been doing. Sister Chantel, I needed that. I don't know if that was directed at me, but I'm a
No. It's all of us. It's all of us, man. It's all of us.
There's sometimes I want to go out and be ignorant. There's sometimes I want to go out and be ignorant. Look, he ain't the only one, Rojo. I'm just going, you know how many times I try to be plotting on things like, if I rent a car, about to switch license plates. Man,
I don't know. I mean, when y'all started talking about the Tupac thing and everything, some of him came out in me, like where he shot at those Baltimore PDs because he didn't know what was going on. He thought that they were just a couple of, male thugs. I mean, but no, y'all right. You're right. Brother Michael's right. His rationale is platinum and Sister Chantel. Golly, I have to.
Hey, listen, let me say this, Roger. I ain't right. This ain't about me. I'm not. Listen, if I'm saying something, remember, I'm not reading something that I wrote. This is the Most High. It's not about I'm right or Michael's right or anybody. This is what they're afraid of. We're all coming together and we're getting in the word and we're breaking it down like they never could, right? This is the Most High telling us, right? You think I don't want to go out there and say some stuff to some people? Of course I do. But you know what? The Holy Spirit says, sit yourself down. Sit down. And if our people are not hearing that, sometimes we operate in our flesh, right? You're hearing this. We're telling you and you're understanding the wisdom. How many people do you think might have told them, don't be going over there? What are you going over there for? Right? We've seen the foolishness where we've seen them literally having a fight over a couple of chairs, right? We saw that a few months ago during the summer. Now it's like, if you were showing the whole world, you lot fighting over chairs, like, oh my gosh, why are we surprised by this? Because this shows a lack of discernment. This shows a lack of brotherly love and affection. You're still bickering and fighting. I literally, when I went back to church, I said to my mum, the Holy Spirit is not here. The Holy Spirit is going to keep moving and moving and moving until people who need to come, who hear his words and understand what he's saying, are moving with him. If you're still out on the street corner fighting over your corner, like, you might not be doing it for the reasons you were doing it back in the day, but now you're doing it like, this is our corner. We were sitting here first. And you're picking up a chair to your brother. Are you crazy? Leave the chair for them folks over there. But you pick up these chairs, right, and you start fighting each other. Why should we be shocked that you find yourself over there? Why should we be shocked? Just a few months ago, you were showing a lack of sense doing that. Now you're out here for the whole world to see. Oh my gosh, they're this. And the whole world can frame this as, look at these people fighting against people who are getting bombed up. Come on now, man. Come on.
I have that link. I'm gonna try to find it for the it was the one Israeli woman that was talking about that young African Americans are the threat. I'm gonna try and find it. I'm gonna try and post it.
It's in the chat on Teams. Wait a minute, no. Yeah. No, not the chat. It's Where's that thing at? Red sent that in a. It was in a. What was it at? Dang man, I forgot what the thing was at. Shucks.
The teams of text.
Teams. It was Teams. Yes. You know, and the thing about it is, Sister Chantel, have you ever seen Luther, the series?
Listen, I watched season 1 and season 2 like years ago. Oh, you guys know about Luther as well? Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Now, but did you see the movie?
You're not totally ignorant over here.
all right, mate. All right. I get you.
Hey, but-
Get it.
Yeah, ignorant.
But did you see the movie?
I haven't watched the movie. I've been watching so much. It's like my poor brain can't take any.
I mean, I don't too much. I mean, I haven't been watching TV like that, but I just happened to say, man, let me watch something. So I watched Luther, and it was this serial killer, and he was doing some dark stuff. He was using people's. If they was on watching porn, they got the information. He used that against them to do his deeds. So when it got down to it, Luther, the black detective woman, and her daughter. So he eventually get all three of them together, and he tried to get them to torture one another. But everybody that was watching on their computers were Gentiles. They wanted to see this, and then man talk, y'all called us sick, and this is how he was. I kid you not, and I'm like, they let this go on TV. I'm like, are you joking? If you go back and look at that, it's Luther, but it's the movie. And this dude was doing some heinous things. Heinous. But what it was really saying, we are two different types of people.
We are.
Period. And I mean, when it was all over said and done, that was the gist of that whole movie. And when Luther, it was Luther's turn to do something to the lady, to shatter her knee. So he couldn't do it. He said, but I tell you what, because he knew everybody was online. He said, the police already been informed about your IPs, and they pulling your IP. Now, all of a sudden, all these different types of Gentiles, from the poorest to the richest to the ones that's playing video games and everything, they start disconnecting real quick. And so he started to, the guy started to get nervous now. He said, oh, it's protected. He said, no, it's not protected. And they're on their way here to get you. He messed the whole game up. But the sad thing about it was when Luther said, we got your IP addresses and we coming after every last one of y'all that's watching this stuff. It was like a dark internet site that they can go where they was literally killing people online. And I'm like, they put this out here like this, saying this, that we're two different types of people.
They've been doing that for forever. As long as they've had films and everything, you know, the camera, they've been doing that. You know, here's the thing. I had an epiphany, right, a while back. And I was talking to my mum and I said, you know something, Mum? It's like the reason, you noticed that during the 90s, I mean, we had our issues with them, but they were kind of, we didn't go through what we're going through now with them as bad as we're going through.
All right, I can't find the link, so if somebody can post that link here in the chat, I'll try to highlight that.
Okay, I'm on it.
All right, thanks.
But we during the late 90s and the early 2000s, it's like it was the best time for them, because they actually treated us, they weren't treating us like this. They were hiding their true self. And as a result, we were falling deeper and deeper into sleep. And then the Most High allowed them to do what they're doing. But my epiphany was they've always had some level of violence. They've always been as violent as their forefathers and their ancestors. But I said to my mum, but you want to know what's really different, why they're not as bad? It's not even about the laws and the rest of the world watching, because the rest of the world's watching and they're doing what they're doing. Because these things these buffers that they had put in place for them, not for us, for them, it's starting to wear down. It's like a drug that's wearing off. And the buffers that they had was, the first thing was the films. They could watch violence. And, you know, we always see that, you know, the first people to go in certain films was always the black man. It was always us. You know, they'd always come for us. We were the ones, we were the cowards, we were this, we were that, you know, and they loved that, you know. And anytime there was a black man that was getting dragged up or whatever by the police, it was like, yeah, good, you know, the cops are, you know, this whole belief system that police officers actually do good in the communities, you know, was just put out there. But the reality is completely different. The next buffer, but I feel like that started to wane, and the next buffer that they came up with is computer games. And this was even better, because it's like, now you get to simulate violence. You can no longer, it's not just a matter of just watching it. You can actually do this. And you're pressing these buttons. But now the next, that's failing. Now the next one is the metaverse, or you know, VR headsets, where you actually go into it. They want to matrix it. So they bring you into the matrix, where you can literally feel somebody's neck snap. And I can guarantee you, the people who they're going to be putting as their victims will be us, you know. But it's like, these people have a love for violence. We don't think like them. We just want peace and quiet and to be left alone. But for some unknown reason, which we know the reason, but it's still baffling to us, even though we know the reason. You lot can't just leave us alone. Had you just left us alone, you wouldn't be going through what you're going through now. It might have been the next generation, or a couple generations, or maybe even never, had you just left us alone. But you can't leave us alone. It's like your wickedness knows no bound. Every time I think you guys are reached the pinnacle of your wickedness, you hear something else. Like some guy was literally talking about how he was talking to an 89-year-old, and he was talking about this made me, this is just the next level of evil. He said, yeah, the 60s and 70s, it's not like how it is today. He said he was a fireman, and he said, a firefighter, and he said how they used to leave our people. He said he would fake going in to save them, and then stand there watching them burn and hearing the screams and everything, and come out and say, oh, we couldn't get to them. And then it was like, he said the last one that he did was, he looked a baby in the eyes, and the baby was looking at him, and he said after that broke him, and he left. And he says he gets nightmares, and he can't shake it. He's in therapy. He says it helps a bit, but he says, I can't shake this. And you know, you start thinking about the levels of guilt, and this is why they don't want their children to know certain things. Now, let me say something. You see what they do over there, over in you guys' neck of the woods? They do the same thing here. We had a fire in what's a place called what's it called? New Cross, and they just left them to burn the same way. Left them to burn. It was so evil, and they don't want to talk about how bad it was, but it was really bad. And it's so funny, because it's like, you'll see it's all black and white. I think it happened in the 80s, you know, but it's like they've cornered it to this history that, where it's like, just how they say how, oh, you know, you can't judge us by our ancestors or our forefathers. This isn't your forefathers. This is you. You guys are like I said in the last one, the Most High doesn't even need to judge you by your ancestors. He can judge you by your actions today, from when you had apparently freed us, right? You've done far worse than them, because you knew their history, you covered it up, you hid it, and you continued it. You're worse than them. You are worse than them. It's like, for me, it's like, and he said, the guy that was telling it, he said, I don't know why I'm surprised by this, but it really shocked me. And I felt kind of shocked. And I'm saying the same thing. Why am I shocked by this? There shouldn't be shocked. But it's a different level of evil from a police officer shooting you in the back or whatever, from doctors doing this, that, and the other. This is a different kind of evil. This is like arsonists who literally sit there watching you die, hearing the screams, and they do nothing.
Yeah.
They do nothing. They enjoy it. And you think to yourself, we need to stop thinking that, oh, because he said that and he did that then, that they don't do this today. I'm not even going to lie. This kind of took me back, or took me aback. This just took my breath away. I feel, I don't even know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. All I can say is the judgment that is on you. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a sobering thing to understand what it is that they thought that they got away with, and it's really them with the guilt. They're now the ones that's opening up their mouths because they understand now. Wow. They thought that they could get away with it. But they were never going to get away with it. They were always going to run into that judgment. But it's up to us to not be anywhere near their judgment. It's up to
Oh, you
us
know
to
that's true.
it's up to us. Listen, what does it say? Speak truth in peace
I'm
within
not
your
trying to be with
within your gates.
Karis, would you stand next to a lightning rod?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
all
that's
I'm saying.
and that's exactly what it is. Perfect analogy. In the middle of a storm, do you want to be right next to that lightning rod? My answer is absolutely not. I want to be as far away as possible.
Hey,
Now,
Karis.
if they want to repent and turn from their sins and follow Yahusha, then that's between them and the Most High. That's it. That's all. That's all we can ask for them to do. That's between them and the Most High.
We would have healed you, but you refuse. That text alone shows that we're trying with you, but you keep coming out with fresh new devilry. We're trying, and it's going to get to the point where we're like, there's only so much that we as a people can take, and we're reaching that point. You have a thin slither of space left where we will be like, okay, when it gets to the top, it's like we're not going to care what you say. And I'm not talking about people who have repented, because I really truly feel like, listen, this ain't for us to be searching out for the righteous Gentile. No, the Most High will reveal who it is when the time comes. When it's time for us to leave, he will reveal who is and who isn't, right? It's not our job to try and find out and say, well, this person is and that person, because the ones that you think is probably ain't, and the ones who you think ain't probably is. So, but I'm just saying, we as a people, the Most High is going to tell us, stop. We're really much there. He's telling us to remove yourself from the indignation. Just come out. He's been telling us, come out of her, my people. Right? So if you don't hear that as a Gentile and not think, you know what, I better do right, you're gonna see us move differently with you. We're not going to be hating on you, but we're gonna be like, no. It's literally like when those Jehovah Witnesses come to your house and you just shut the door in their face. That's how we're going to be. We're just going to be like, I'm sorry, not today. And that's it. He that is filthy. What does the Most
Paris,
High
I just
say?
have to tell
See, I
you.
stand at the door and knock. He's knocking, and are you listening? See, he's not like the devil. He don't bust through, right? He waits to be invited, and if he's knocking, and that's everybody. That's not just us. It's everybody. He stands at the door and knocks, because the same conscience, the same Holy Spirit that tells you the difference between right and wrong is the same Holy Spirit that tells us the difference between right and wrong. Are you listening? Both Yehudim and Gentile, are you listening? Because if you ain't listening, he's going to turn away. And when lightness is removed, when light is removed, all you have is darkness. And the devil ain't going to be knocking. He's just going to bust the door open off its hinges. So,
Yes.
I mean, well, I mean, you got some
Paris,
groups out there. I mean, that I mean, I know. I mean, I heard earlier this, and we, at the Passover, there was some groups that had strippers at their thing, for the Passover. So now, you don't know, how Yah's going to deal with that. If he draws them out into the group and they get overtaken, hey, I'm not going out there to help, because I mean, I'm looking at scriptures. I'm keeping my distance. It doesn't involve me. And then for the ones that say, hey, it was one other cat. He was very determined to say he lived it. I don't believe in the Messiah. He's not the Messiah and all that stuff. He was very strong with it, but he had a massive heart attack too.
Yes, he did.
So I mean, shucks. I mean, it's just food for thought. How Yah is, if he's in different camps with different lines of thinking and different teachings on things that does not align with him, and if he wants to judge him, and I mean, hey, I'm just standing back and try to do according to his will. That's just me. I mean,
Jabroni, have you seen what Jabroni said? I agree with what you said. Have you seen it, Karis? Jabroni.
Yeah, let me find a righteous Gentiles. I find it.
When you guys
He
talk
ain't
about
wrong
when you guys talk about the land of Israel and the
Man.
people, they're just the voice piece. The real head of Hydra is the Zionists behind the scenes that control the finance and control the entertainment and control everything. They're the ones that really have to be taken out.
Oh, I wanted to share something with you guys in a little while, like, when everybody said what they said, because I would to add on to what you just said, Fast Nicole, is that yes, but we need to stop thinking that the Zionist is just where in that place. You will find Zionists in the Vatican. You will find Zionists in Protestantism. You will find Zionists in everywhere, and even in Islam. There are Zionists. These people, the heads are everywhere.
Correct,
We
they're part of
think
the Illuminati, because they're part of the Illuminati.
Yes. But is everybody okay for me to read something? Because
Is it gonna shut my channel down, Sister Chantel? Y'all don't want to the Z's. Y'all want to the Z's.
Hey, Sister Chantel, no penthouse letters, okay? Let's keep it.
I'm not gonna say what? Behave. You showing more about yourself than you think you are about me.
Hey, touche. That's a good comeback.
But this is an oath. I'm not going to say what oath, but this is an oath. And I remember reading this and another pastor talking about this. His name's Pastor Walter Veith, and he's a white South African pastor. And I was like, wow, but this is, they make you believe it's talking about Protestantism.
Wow, Sister Chantel just got cut off again.
Again.
Oh
God.
my goodness, what are they doing in the UK?
Hey, Karis, on a serious note, though, I have to tell you, bro, these past 2 days I seen you come on Saturday and Sunday, it's been kind of troubling me because I think you're almost at the point to where you're just going to stop. I mean, you've been warning us about this, so it's not like we didn't see it coming, but
Well,
still.
the shizzy's hitting the fizzy, and I'm about to make sure that I get up to my Canadian log cabin I built in the Yukon outback, and I'm just going to be doing the Iditarod with my Huskies to make sure that I have all my supplies. If you're not,
Can you not hear me?
now we can hear you. Go ahead, Sister Chantel.
Oh, did I really cut off?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Wow. Okay. Let me know the minute you don't hear me. Okay. All right. It says, I now in the presence of the Almighty God, the blessed Virgin Mary, the blessed Michael the Archangel, the blessed Saint John the Baptist, and my ghostly father, the Superior General of the Society of, founded by Saint Ignatius Loyola. I won't say what the society is, but we most of us probably know. Do by the womb of the Virgin swear that His Holiness is Christ's vice regent. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Is Christ vice regent and is the true and only head of the universal, it says the C word, and or universal church. So we know that that's what it means anyway. I do now renounce, now listen to this. I do now renounce and disown any allegiance is due to any heretical king, prince.
Okay, you went out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, right. These people have no loyalty to any. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
All right, sorry. I keep going out, so I can hear when I go out. But anyway, they have no loyalty to any king or state or prince before their thing. Right. Anyway, so it says, named, I do now renounce and disown any allegiance is due to any heretical king, prince, or state named Protestant or liberal, or obedience to any of their laws or magistrates or officers. I do further declare the doctrine of the Church of England, Scotland, and the Calvinists, Huguenots, and others of the name of Protestant or liberal to be damnable and themselves to be damned. So they say they're heretics. They're not putting no allegiance to these people, right?
Brother, I think you're being heavily shadow banned.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Sister Chantel is not. She came in on fire. That algorithm saw what she was saying. Uh-oh.
Am I still there?
Yeah, you're coming back now. You're just in and out.
Okay. Right. So they basically they know who we are. Remember, this is the time period that they just put us, or they were putting us into, our predicament. I'll say that. So it says, any Protestant or liberal to be damnable and themselves to be damned, who will not forsake the same. I do further promise and declare that notwithstanding I am dispensed with to assume my religion heretical for the propagation of the mother church's interest to keep secret and private all her agents. So they will conceal nothing. This sounds very much like that other checkerboard thing that they have going as well. From all her, yes, agents and, because it's the same thing, agents and councils from time
Dude, are you joking me?
No,
N-
she's in this
I'm telling.
one. Oh my
Am I
goodness.
gone again?
Yeah, you are gone. You're in and out.
Yes, you are.
We gonna teach it today, so I don't care what they want to say. Right. Anyway, I will. It says, as they interest me and not divulge directly or indirectly by word, writing, or circumstances, whatever. I do furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make, now listen to this carefully, family, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to extirpate them from the face of the earth, and will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive those infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and the wombs of the women who
Yeah, she got a hold to some paperwork they don't want her to be relating.
Am I there still? Am I gone?
Family, thank you for Sister Chantel. I'm gonna be obviously banned for a little bit. Please
Hey.
join us on QTUA.
Am I still there or am I gone?
Hey, like Micah said, that's
You're
the
still
big
here.
I word.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay. So it says they will do all this stuff to them and crush them, against the wall, in order to, listen to this, in order to, remember, they said this is about the religions, in order to annihilate their inexorable race.
Oh,
Let me read that again.
boy.
In order to annihilate their inexorable race, that when the same cannot be done openly, are we living in a time where they can't do it openly? When the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisonous cup, the strangulating cords, the steels of the poniard, or the leaden bullets, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the persons, whatever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time be directed.
Wow.
Wow.
Sister Chantel bought in a barn burner.
Am I still there?
Yeah, you're here. Yep.
Okay, sorry. Or the superior of the Holy Father, or the society of this people, in confirmation of which I hereby dedicate my life, my soul, my corporal powers, and with this dagger which I now receive, so it's a blood covenant, I now receive, I will subscribe my name written in my blood in testimony thereof, and should I prove false or weaken in my determination, may my brethren and fellow soldiers of the militia of the POP cut off my hands and my feet and my throat from ear to ear, sever my belly open and sulfur burn therein, and all the punishments that can be inflicted on me on earth, and my soul be tormented by demons in the eternal hell forever. In testimony thereof, I take this
Wow. They just this is crazy.
Wow.
Am I gone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
they
popping
pop
in
you
and
out.
out.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you
you're
here
back.
now. You back.
Okay. All right. Sorry. In testimony thereof, you hear the police sirens. Rojo, they're coming for me.
Yeah, they're gonna lock you up. You ain't got no type of freedom of speech over there in Britain.
I got my passport together. I'm headed out there.
In Londinium.
Cry loud, man. Cry loud. In testimony, thereof, I take this most holy and blessed sacrament of the Eucharist, and witness the same with my name written on the point of this dagger, dipped in my own blood and sealed in the face of the Holy Covenant. This is their blood covenant. People, family, who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? They listen, whether it's that religion or Protestantism or atheism or all the other isms and schisms and whatever isms they want to try and put before us to try.
I wonder how old is this letter that she reading?
Hey,
I mean, yeah.
well, Michael, that letter, parts of it I recognize, and some of it is tied to the Perillo Greek text about when they built the bellowing bull, and I could tell you off the dome what that's about, but I won't, only because I don't want to be the reason we all get kicked out the room and Karis's channel is no longer available.
Well, man, it's hitting the fan already. It's just a matter of time before all of this, all of the artifacts that belongs to our people will be recovered. And it's like somebody out there is holding, besides the Roman Catholic Church, is holding some very, very pertinent information, and they waiting to play that card. That's what I feel. Now you have all these other nations.
Well, remember that we were supposed to have access to the Vatican's the what did they call it? Not the catacombs. Yes, the catacombs and their other their vault back in March of 2020.
Can I just say something? It's just quick. I just want to say, no, it's nothing like that.
I gotta get my Cash App on out there because I have a feeling that my channel's about to get shut down. So if you want to help a brother on out, please donate to Cash App at Covenant Awakenings. Look, I thought my channel was going to get shut down at least at the start of this war when they officially declared it, but no, it looks like it's about to get shut down today.
I'm sorry, but I had to share that.
Help me go into hiding.
I just want to, Sister Jasharel said this, and she's right. And she said, denounce all that you have just read, sister, and she's right. I want to say, Abiyah, please do not hold this against me or any who have heard this. This is not ours. You know my heart, and you know the heart of your people. You know that this evil oath does not belong to us. So, Father, although I said this, it came out of my mouth. You know, I just did it just to show your people, your children, just who they are dealing with. I pray, Father, that you remove this from all who heard it and from my head, and let it not fall to any of us. It is not our oath. It is not our words. We do not think like this. This is not ours. I pray in your name, in the name of your son, Yahushua HaMashiach, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, and in your name, Father, Yahuwah Eluah. Amen. Thank you. I just wanted to say that.
Hallelujah. Yes, you got to turn all those curses back on to them.
That's all Scripture said is going to be. That's what that was going to happen. Those curses are going to be reversed. Well, they are being reversed. And so
I only wanted to bring that so that you could see that they haven't changed. This is what they were doing this when we were in our lands with the Greeks and then the Romans, and then during the Dark Ages they did this. And they're still doing this. The whole thing about the infants, we know the story of I've forgotten her name. Somebody put it in the chat. If you know who I'm talking about. Our foremother who was pregnant. We know that story. I'm like, how does this not? They said race. What has the? Do you understand what I'm saying? When I read that, I couldn't believe it. But then obviously, like I said, nothing they do shocks me, but it does surprise me. And it's like, I came across that, and it was just by chance I came across that. I've heard it before, But this time I've literally screenshot the old writing of it. So if anybody wants to say, oh, that's not real, I screenshot it. It's real, right? And I copied and copied the text of it that somebody had written out so it could be clearly read. So
Hey,
I have
Chantel.
it. Hmm?
Sister Chantel, let me tell you something. You know as well as I do, probably better than I do, that these folks, you know who I'm talking about, leave their little dirty mark everywhere they go. Kind of like somebody was tell you everything you touch turns to that, ish. And I, over there in England, where you are, Scotland,
Mm,
around the Loch Ness Lake, there's a
mm,
little dead part over there where people dare not go. I mean, from what I
mm,
understand, I've never been there, so you could probably clarify that. Over here in America, just like Sao Tome and Akivalon, some certain people can't go over there because they'll die. Right here in
mm,
America, in Connecticut, a town called Dudley Town, you better
mm.
not go in that town because chance. In fact, they have state troopers and National Guard blocking off the borders of that city or that town to keep people from going in there. But people still sneak in there anyway, and some never come out. Some come out
You're
jacked
talking
up.
about our people.
Uh, just anyone, period, who
Okay.
goes to some of these cursed places. So I mean, I just
I
know.
think those places are probably cursed because of the amount of blood that was probably slain in that area. It's a cursed land. The only time a land becomes cursed is because of the excessive amount of blood that has been spilt on that land. So if an area if has some weird energy, it is because these are the souls of those who are crying out in Revelation 6 verse 12, who are under the altar. And it's like that frequency, that energy of them crying out because their blood is crying out. That's the soul.
Hmm.
The blood is your DNA. It's a record of who you are and all that came before you. It's coded into that blood, and that blood is spilt on the ground. And this blood, it releases some energy. Remember, you have these people have been doing blood sacrifices. Everything that they have done to us is blood sacrifices, even the things that they've done to each other and other people. But there is something special about the spilling of our blood. They have to do it, and it's like there is a curse. They know that they can't go into certain regions and certain areas. It's like those lakes now are becoming, they have no pleasure or joy. I mean, for I couldn't understand for the life of me, why would you want to go swimming in those lakes knowing what you did? But they did it anyway. Why? Because it's almost like a conquering mindset. Oh, we're going to swim knowing that underneath our feet is you.
But you know who's dying though, right? It ain't us, it's them.
Oh, I know. But they were swimming in these lakes before. That's why they're doing it now. But now they're starting to realize, oh my gosh, we're paying for this. But I don't
That's
even think that they've actually made the connection yet.
that's why they go after the children because of the purity of the blood.
Yes.
Well, no, Dennis said it right. Dennis Johnson. He said he called one of them out. Oscarville, Lake Lanier. I haven't heard of a brother ever or a sister ever dying in that lake. It's been mostly them folks, and I won't, say what color, but it's been mostly them. Same with
Well,
Lake
we know who you're
Louisville
talking
in
about.
Dallas.
We know who you're talking about. But, reading that, did you notice that it says that they will hunt us down wherever we go? That's the curses right there. That's literally the dragon hunting us down. Literally the dragon hunting us down wherever we go to exterminate that race, as they so put it. And we're seeing it. We're living proof of that.
Mm. I mean,
We
it
need to
is. I
understand
mean,
until the Most High says, look, I'm not, I have friends, but I look, you can love. It's so funny because I was saying to my mom that, they always used to say, oh, how can you love me? How can we be friends if you don't trust me? You can love that's a load of BS right there. How many of us have, those of us who have children, right? How many times is your kids have done something and you're like, I don't even trust you anymore. You did this and it's going to take a long time before I can trust you with this again. Does that mean that you don't love your children anymore? No. You can love somebody and not trust them because you know that they're going to defect on what you need them to do. You can love them, but they put it in, they put this mantra that, oh, you can't be our friends unless you trust us. Why? Because they want us to trust them, to literally put our trust in them so that we don't see what they're doing to us. Everything they've done, when you actually sit down, you take 5-10 minutes to sit down, clear your head, no sound, no nothing, and you think on these things. And you start thinking about all the ways they've had, remember, they've had centuries to build up, to put all of these things, the intricacies, the nuances to white supremacy itself. They've built this. It's ironclad. Sorry, what was that?
No, I'm talking about something. I'm in track.
Oh, sorry. They've been building this for so long. And we are only still scratching the surface. But when we come across certain things, it's like we're pulling on that thread and we're unraveling. And really and truly, it's the Most High that's doing it. He's giving us the thread and he's saying, look, daughter, pull that. Son, pull that piece. And you pull that piece over there. And as we're pulling, we're starting to see how all of it is unraveling and we're seeing everything. Esau, your skirt has been lifted and the foulness of it. Sorry, this is a hard thing today. I didn't mean to come on here like, listen, if the Holy Spirit is telling me to say these things, I'm going to say it regardless. Sorry, Karis, I'm not trying to put you in trouble. It's like, it's going to be said. If it's not me, it's going to be said by somebody else. But
no worries, I appreciate it. And let me just get my Cash App on there, so in the event my channel gets shut down because Sister Chantel was bringing that heat.
Covenant Awakenings will be seen in Covenant Awakenings Extended.
Let me go ahead. Here's my Cash App, family, so I can go ahead and get this, YouTube channel extended up and going. We're just gonna have you subscribe to Quest Unite Africa's channel, so I can go with that one. Oh my goodness! This is why, family, I need you to subscribe to Quest to Unite Africa's YouTube channel. Please subscribe to Quest to Unite Africa's YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel, when I bring on Sister Chantel, it's in jeopardy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I try. I try.
Brother Rojo and Sister Chantel.
That's Rojo, your turn.
Tag out, tag in.
Those are my trouble twins. My trouble twins, right there.
Well, it seems like you got your Cobra and you got Teo. Now you got me and Rojo. There's gonna be some others, man.
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah. When Jacoba comes on, I listen. I got dinged one time. He dinged me.
You better not have all four of us up on there, man. Oh dear.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I just found Quest Unite Africa. I just subscribed to it. That way, if I do get it shut down and I get a nasty email from Karis, I'll just have to every week donate double.
Karis would never give you a nasty email. He's too sweet. He's nice.
If I get his channel shut down, he will. Oh, that's sweet. This will go out the window.
Look,
nah.
Listen, I think, to be honest, we're already past that point. We're already past that point of no return. These folks are fighting now.
Yeah.
They're fighting. They ain't worried about us. They really ain't worried about us. They fighting.
They got too much. They got too much to deal with. Then, there's always going to be some that's going to break away and want to try say something or do something. But notice they're watching. They can't even say anything to say you're lying and you're this. Come up.
Wait, the trolls are not out there no more. The trolls are not out there. They own something totally different. They scared.
I'm gonna do some free promotion for Karis right now for his cookie dough.
The trolls are gonna be out here saying, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom, please."
Hey, that cookie dough, you can eat it like ice cream. Like seriously, you don't even have to put that in the oven. You can just
So
get you
that's
a
the
little
Quest
spoon.
2 Night Africa. That was our cookie dough fundraiser.
Oh my goodness.
Cookie dough
No.
fundraiser. Brother
So when you
Walter,
gonna ship over here?
Brother Walter, that is an endorsement. You heard it first from Rojo. And
Stuff is
he likes his cookie doughs and he likes his refillable candy bars that pop.
and my
Refillable candy bars.
popcorn.
His,
That's a,
his refillable
I'm not
candy
even
bars
trying to be
that push
munching
lead.
on that. I'm not. I'm really not trying to put on any more poundage, man. Lockdown was just not kind.
Listen. You better carb load because we're about to be running. We're about to be doing some marathons without this thing going.
Hey, trust me, sister. You want to put on poundage right now because when when the shizzy hits the fizzy, we're not able to get no food. You're gonna wish you had like a camel had a little storage, has some little pouches right there.
No.
I
Listen,
do have storage.
Rojo.
What are you talking about? I've got
Rojo.
storage, loads of it.
Yeah, bro, Karis.
Well, and look. When you hear our brother up north of the border, talking about we all need to come together and pray.
Are you talking about the Canadian prepper?
Yeah, your boy, Chantel, that's him. That's him. Canadian prepper.
I haven't watched him in a while. The last time I saw him, he looked like he messed himself. He really did look.
It's like, no, I mean, I understand now where he's coming from because he said, look, he used to be a Catholic. I said, that's what messed him up.
Yeah.
That's what messed him up. Now we get it. He's like, I'm agnostic now. I said, yeah, I get it now.
What is he actually? Because he doesn't look it like.
I think he's mixed.
Oh, okay. I thought that. I thought that.
I think somebody's watching me because I've been ordering some MREs for the past 4.5 months.
Roger, I've been telling you, people are watching you, man.
Brothers got his crate because the rich have been ordering and stocking up. They know what's going on for this event. Us lowly plebeians are just gonna be getting deleted.
Hey.
I have a public service announcement. We have 381 people watching this feed. If everyone goes to Quest Unite Africa on their desktop in the upper right or in the footer, there are the links to our social channels, the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Right now, we only have 61 followers on Facebook. So please click on that link and go to our Facebook page because they're putting up some really good content over there and it helps grow the channel. If you go to Quest Unite Africa and you either go to the footer or in the upper right, if you're on your desktop, you'll see the social media links.
Is that Quest Unite Africa where on the website or the
website?
Okay, all right.
Fast Nickel, have y'all thought about getting a Rumble? Just asking.
That's a Karis question.
I'll have to discuss that with our folks. So yeah, those are a couple things that we got to discuss with things. So can you all hear me? Wait a second. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Karen's up there getting the see Sister Chantel, you're kind of funny for business now. You're kind of you're suspect. I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna have to go ahead and bring my handcuffs out there and handcuff our wrists together.
Bro, Joe,
He's talking about all the O's that these wicked folks do.
First of all, you start talking about penthouse. Now you're talking about handcuffs and stop. All right. Behave.
Wait. Whose mind is in the gutter now? See, when you handcuff.
No. You.
Hey, look. they
I'm
use
just one
handcuffs
step
for
ahead of
football. Did you hear me, Chantel?
I'm not hearing anything else you're saying. I was on a nice high with the Most High, and now you just keep dragging me down somewhere where I don't need to be.
No, no, I said they use handcuffs for nuclear footballs. For those microwave codes.
Whose music was that? Was that yours, Roger?
That was brother Mike. That was brother Mike. Yeah. So, all right, well, family, this is the world on edge, and you see why they're on edge. Sister Chantel had to bring out their oaths that they make to these principalities. And isn't that crazy that how at the end of the day, like I said, man, they hate the Most High, and that's why they hate us.
Mm.
Man, it's amazing. In this time of revelation, everything will be revealed. And honestly, I believe that is why they're scared. This thing is going to be revealed. And they can't stop what's happening. They can't stop what's going on. See, people were saying, "Oh, this is going to die down." Remember that? Folks were like, "Oh, it's just going to die down real quick. It's going to flare up." And then they were wondering when, the nations are going to be like, let's call for peace. Let's call for peace. It's too late.
When they say peace and safety.
Yeah, it's too late. Now it's
Karis,
just going to
first of all, they were saying there was nothing that Russia wasn't going to go in Ukraine. They were just going to
yes.
sit there for
Yep.
how long? But they would have been sitting there still
Yeah.
Hey,
at the
Chantel.
border.
On a serious note, though, I need you and brother Asaph and some of the other fams out there to be very careful. I hear that some of them folks have some guaps and some Dracos out there, so y'all just be careful. So that's nothing to play with.
I'm hearing how they've got the police found some refugees here with certain things, and they're basically starting to realize that these people have been like I've been saying for ages that it's a Trojan. This is a Trojan horse. Like I said, you guys invited people who are like the Afghans. I haven't forgotten about them. And I already said that a lot of these Afghans, they also come from the Medes. And then when you read Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 13. I think Isaiah 13 verse 17, where it talks about how the Medes, they don't want no gold or silver or anything like that. They didn't want that. The only reason why they would want money is to buy the the military hardware. But you left it there. Exactly. But you all left it there. So it's like they don't need it now. They don't need your money. They don't need your gold. They don't need anything from you because they've got everything. And now you allowed them. You said, please come in. Wipe your feet at the door. Come in. We'll set you up with a house. We'll give you some money. We'll do all this. And now you've set them up to just destroy you. And then you think that people that look like you have your best interests. They don't. The Ukrainians, they keep asking for more and more. Well, their government anyway, whatever, but they keep asking for more and more and more and more. And you keep giving it. And I'm like, now you got more money. Like the Black Authority said, but you don't have money for reparations. It's just so funny, really. It really is funny.
For you, for your little island out there, y'all are a bigger epicenter for all this mess, these protests and everything. So that's what I'm saying. I think that all that is a distraction to get these people armed up so they can start,
Do you want to know something, Rojo? I don't see none of it. I don't see none of it. I don't go into central London. The last time I went to central London was when Karis was here. That's it. I ain't been there again, Karis. I've got no reason to go that far into London. I am happy where I am, and I don't see none of that mess.
Oh wow!
As long as
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, go
I felt like a black Mr. Belvedere on out there.
on.
As long
Jolly
as
good old top, jolly good, smashing good time.
Oh, darling, you had such a wonderful time, didn't we? We
It was,
had ourselves a Nando's and a little bit of chicken and some drinks and yes, and a lovely little bus ride. It was
that
jolly good.
that was. I've been to London before the war started, and now,
When you come back, darling, it's going to be torn up. Yes.
oh my goodness, yeah. Like people don't understand. Like Europe isn't that big at all,
Oh,
family.
it isn't.
Not that
It
big.
isn't.
So,
But we're busy. Well, over here anyway.
mm,
I told you, it's not. It's not like we have a lot of people in the UK. It's not this. I don't know. We have a lot of people, especially in the Brixton area, like Stratton, Croydon. There's always a lot of people, and it's very multicultural. We don't have a black side and an Indian side, and like we don't even have a rich side and a poor side. Everybody's thrown in there. Like I could look or walk a little ways, like not even 5 minutes, and I can just bust a left and look, there's a big old house over there where you've got some rich people. Got like gated communities just literally up the road from where I live,
mm,
where they have caves, a whole cave system where they can just do their own and they've got their little water running, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy. The UK is not big. It really isn't. It's big enough for us, but it's not big. The roads are, well,
hmm. Yeah. It was interesting. Just seeing people driving on the wrong side of the roads should tell you something.
wrong side, darling, wrong side. I think not. We ride on the side where people would literally. Do you know where it goes? It comes from the fact that when people would dismount from their horse, that's where it comes from. So, in actual fact, you guys are driving on the wrong side of the road.
Well, that's actually not a natural fact because here's the thing: we don't ride horses; we drive cars.
Yes, but we literally made the
Ooh.
transition from the horse to the car. You have horsepower with the car, so we just kept it. We just kept it. We
Mm,
didn't. We didn't really change. There was no reason to change.
yeah, yeah,
But, you Americans, you have to do everything different, don't you?
yeah, and that's why the British needed the Americans to bail them on out,
We need nothing.
or else Sister Chantel would be working the Deutsch, working the Deutsch. So that's part of my grandfather's legacy of fighting on over there. Because it's more black people that fought over there than what they want to tell you. So don't get that twisted. Especially for all these folks who are like, oh, black folks never fought. No, we did fight, but we never got recognized at all.
Yes, like the only one that recognized you guys, which is really bizarre, was France.
Hmm. Yeah, that
Which is
exactly.
it's really weird when you think about what's going on with France right now.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
So, all right, final comments, family.
Who dropped off?
My brother Fast Nickel dropped off.
Okay.
Final comments, family.
Can y'all hear me pretty good?
Yes, brother Rojo, go ahead.
Yeah, I just apparently there was a video that went well that's probably gonna go viral about the chariots dancing in the sky, and there are plenty of explanations for it. Some people, conspiracy theorists, are talking about the uh PBB. I won't say that because the algorithm might actually shut you down, so I'm not gonna say that. But just think of a laser that's not red, but something else. Anyway, and so I mean, we're told to look, to the sky for signs and wonders, for the time nearing, and yeah, you could definitely look up, and you can actually hear things too. But looking down here on the ground, I mean, it's stated that these things will happen. So I'll probably be going onto my TikTok and doing some commentaries and like I said before, if you're going to come listen to my commentaries on TikTok, you can't be faint of heart because I'm tame here. I'm unleashed and raw over there. But anyway, just stay vigilant,
What, more
fam.
of you?
If you want
Rojo?
Rojo uncensored,
Unadulterated? Not unadulterated.
it's
Undiluted? Oh no, that's too much.
Rojo
Too much.
uncensored. Rojo
Highly
raw.
concentrated.
It'll
It's
be
like
Rojo raw. That's what it is. Rojo raw.
see, y'all are
Rojo
instigating me.
raw
Y'all,
and uncut. It's like, no, it's too much. Too much. Fan it
uncut,
away.
uncensored, and unauthorized. he bears all emphasis on bear. Nah, just kidding. But anyway.
Too much.
Anyway, y'all, and what Kara said about the refillable candy bars, he's definitely right about that. Because speaking of that, the morsels are on a ban. So
Yeah, they can't be they're on an export ban.
yep.
That's crazy.
What's bad? What are you getting banned? What's
Okay, so
banning?
you actually have a weapons and ammunition ban
Mhm.
that's happening in the United States. So they're not exporting any weapons or ammunition, which means it just shows you that there's a shortage. There's a major shortage
And
of
they're
ammunition.
sending it all the way over to everywhere else that
That's
don't need it.
correct. That's
No, they
correct.
sent it to the white flag with the blue stripes and the blue six-pointed star.
You know it's so funny because it's like when it's like it's so stupid. It's like we can see the stupidity of this. You're literally sending all your weaponry and the rest of these nations are watching like there's blood in the water. It's
Bingo.
like,
Bingo.
what have you got to defend yourself, you idiots?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ukraine, and that's what took it.
Ukraine, Israel, save us. Save
You
you.
know,
Nah.
folks act like ammunition is like, an unlimited supply of ammunition. You'll just never run out. Like you're playing Doom or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's it's like, no, it's not. There's ammo has to be produced,
What are you
and
talking about? Ammunition grows on trees. Didn't you know
yeah,
that? There's
yeah,
fields of them.
yeah, exactly. And that's what people think, but people don't actually understand that a lot of the brass and shell cases and things of that nature, those actually get we have to import those. Those metals get imported mainly from Africa and via China. Yeah, that's what
Well,
happens.
carriers, when you're on the streets, you be careful. Stay out of Ybor City. You
Oh man.
stay
Well,
out
that's
of the.
not. I used to work at a company that was in Ybor. They were located in Ybor, so it was actually right off of. I was like off of 18th Street. But during the day, it's not bad. It's actually a family attraction during the day. That's what they try to do. And
Hey, look,
then at night, it's like New Orleans. New Orleans is like the French Quarter, New Orleans.
hey,
So
I
Rojo,
got some body
everybody's
armor.
asking you what your TikTok is, your TikTok name and everything.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
you
hey,
could be
hey, bro,
talking to
Karis,
that.
I got some armor. I got some armor. If you want me to send you some.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm actually nowhere near those parts. I'm actually nowhere near those
Oh,
parts. I actually stay in my little bubble. My little
Yes, Karis, make sure you stay in your
safe
little bubble. Don't walk past no Catholic churches now, okay?
Yeah,
by the
no.
way, my name is No D Star on TikTok. You will notice my face looking up like I'm looking up at the sky. It's a black and white picture. Um, some of my content had been taken down, but I fight to get some of it back up. So I have up some stuff. So it's new D Star, and just look for me with the braids and the beanie hat, looking up at the ceiling. looking like big boulders about to fall on top of me and squash me like a bug. But anyway, with that said,
Why don't you leave
y'all
it
need to really hit these
in the
likes up in here.
why don't you leave it in the chat? Your details.
Okay, all right. Can I do that, Karis? Because
Yeah, you can write in the
it's
chat.
your.
Yeah, go ahead, write in the chat. No, it's nothing on me. Look. Let me put this on in here. Disclaimer. Covenant Awakens does not endorse anything said by these channel members. This is on their own volition, especially with Sister Chantel.
If any of your agents have been caught or killed, we will disavow them.
This is all for educational purposes. Everything here is for educational purposes. Eat the meat, spit out the bone. Anything else? I listen. I don't know what to tell you. I'll just say it's Jacoba's fault. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Karis Chantel, I'm gonna tell you, if y'all don't see me coming in here chatting or try to get on a live with y'all like for weeks on end, I'm gonna tell you, I've been got, and I'm probably no longer amongst you all, and I'm gonna say it's your two fault.
I'm not. No, I don't want none of that.
I was gonna say you had gotten drafted. No, I'm just messing with you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
Pulled you off the streets. They're gonna start doing that Ukrainian hustle. They're gonna start pulling black folks off the street.
Sister, I just want to say, Sister Nikia, if I had a channel, like it will start and it will stop. That's it. That's it. No.
Yeah. At 5 minutes into it, well, YouTube's just going to ban her for life.
Listen, yeah. And no amount of names.
On Rumble and Rumble only.
They would literally have trained their algorithms to detect everything, every computation, everything that I would try to come out with. So no, that's. So what I do is I come on here and yeah.
No, I'm not gonna. My channel blocked every minute. Now I'm just messing with
you. Let's play a game with YouTube and just
yeah. We always play. If you didn't know, we play. What is that? Shake the algorithm. You know.
Or we play. Guess who's gonna say what this time?
Does the algorithm know what we're saying? Look, they hate black people.
See, see. On that note, I'm gonna drop off the panel so that way if something is said and it gets shut down, it's one of y'all's fault. You can't put it on Rojo.
No, that is you. the algorithm's just taking its time. It will just be you.
So
if they were gonna shut down, it would.
You're just gonna make it me. You're just gonna dress me down with it. I'll wait over here in Tennessee. If Big Ben blow up, hey, it's Rojo. You know what? It sure was. Oops, now let me shut up. I'm sorry.
You don't just trying to cancel my channel. You trying to have the three-letter agency show up.
Rojo's playing chicken with these agencies. I'm telling you.
Then I'm gonna have to come back in a few weeks. Talk about. I was at the rally on this Thursday, on this Friday, this Saturday. I was on the rally on.
Rojo's playing. You know that old game Snake? That's what Rojo's playing with
Metal Gear Solid. Metal Suicide Mission.
No, he plays Frogger. He plays Frogger with the algorithm, trying to dodge what they listen. Oh my goodness.
Space Invaders.
Cindy said I need to stop it, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. Because I'm telling you, man, you're gonna be reading about a fatality in Tennessee. I don't know what happened.
There's gonna be Karis is gonna have to leave a notice on his community.
We've had to ban Rojo Chantel after
I was given a choice.
YouTube strikes on yesterday's program.
Choose you this day who you will keep, your channel or Chateau and Rojo.
How did Brother Karras get from 4,000 to 4 million? Well, let me tell you, family. I'm the agnostic Israelite. Don't worry about me. I'm good.
Hey, the natives are getting restless in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and drop off and hit TikTok so I can go ahead and leave my proper name in here so they can come to my thing. And I'm going to tell, hey, Karis, if they come here talking to you and Chantel about my dirty mouth, they've been warned. It's their fault.
You know the algorithm's going to follow you now, and Rojo.
You're going to Rojo Raw, so look, that's
Hey,
all on him.
Coming to you live, Rojo, raw and uncut.
Hey, how do you say it? This
Rojo
tongue will violate virgin ears.
He said Rojo is a black Alex Jones.
You're going to kill him, man. Rojo, breathe. Breathe.
Oh, whoa.
Or Jesse Lee Peterson. Hey, look, one or the other. No.
Oh, Jesse Lee Peterson. I'd rather go for the black Colin Flaherty. No, he's too hateful.
Oh,
but,
boy.
On tonight's show on Rojo Raw and Uncut, we have Canadian Prepper. That would be funny. That would be hilarious.
You need to do a cease and desist.
Okay, I'll be good.
Hey, listen.
I'll be good at the end.
Any publicity is good publicity. That just shows you the level of respect that your Israelite brothers and sisters have for our folks in the North. So that's just how it goes.
You know what? I love those videos where Ontario and Montreal and Toronto are just being torn apart with those protests. But that's love, though. It's not. It's love. It's love as it is given unto me. I just return it in equal measure.
Well, we do have our brothers and sisters on out there that's there in Canada, so we pray for them that during this time. So we always pray for our folks, our diasporans, our scattered folks.
Okay, yeah, you put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my diaspora.
Garth called you Rojo Jones, man. That's just too much Joe in the Rojo.
Okay, I'm
Rojo Jones.
All right.
Gigi.
Let me get this show on the road with.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Comments. Sister Chantel, then Brother Mike.
It's been a blast. Thank you for having me on, and I will say I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Look, you just do as the Spirit leads you to do. Look, that's all I gotta say. You know, as the Spirit leads you to do. Because a lot of us we didn't know that. And for us, we don't get that understanding of how big that is in terms of this universal system, right? And that's what this is. This is Babylon. Babylon is a universal system. So if you don't know how deep and how pervasive this is, now you understand what's happening. Folks are fighting for this. They're fighting for this system to be maintained.
And that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's the maintenance. It's like, that's the problem. If you are not like your fathers, then stop trying to maintain what your fathers created. You're maintaining the axis of evil. You're maintaining evil itself. It's like, I just can't understand. It's like the Pharisees trying to maintain their order when when Yahusha was amongst them. They're trying to maintain that, and they were trying so hard, desperate to eliminate Yahusha. Now, at the end of the day, we already know who the Sanhedrin was back then. They were not normal. They weren't Israelites. You know, they were part of the Herodians. They were Edomites. So nothing new under the sun, man. The same people ruling over us back then are the same people ruling over us now. We were crying for the Romans to be taken out, but we also understood, our ancestors understood that the Romans, is that me?
That's
We
Mike.
also, oh, we also understood that the Romans and the Edomites were akin. You know, there was no, in our mind, there was no distinction. I know other people believe that they weren't the same, but, you know, I'm sorry, but too much history shows that they were who they were. You know, the Bible says they were, and they mixed their seed. And it wasn't just through Zepho, you know, and as I said, like, what does it say? The Bible says you will know them by their fruit. And we want to spiritualize everything and think it's always talking about the spiritual aspects. That's part of it. But, you know, when you understand the psychology of these things, when you understand the nature of a thing, you will understand that, you know, these people, and when I say these people, I'm not talking about those people groups don't change. We don't. We are who we are because we are of our fathers. I mean, think about it. The Most High said to us, he wanted Judah to remain within Judah, Levi to remain within Levi, Zebulun to remain in Zebulun. Why? The Most High said, don't mix with those people because there is no purity in them. They've mixed until the point where you have so many different genetic coding in there, and not just in terms of the genetic coding, but in terms of the mindset. You've got different spirits that are attached to the patriarch of that particular nation, and you've all mixed it in there. Now imagine if we did the same with our tribes. You would have, we know the what Judah was like. We would have aspects of Judah's behavior mixed in with maybe, you know, this one and that one. I mean, we have that today because we don't know who's who. We know that both Judah and Levi and Benjamin was mixed in there together, you know, so we don't know who's who and what's what. We know the majority was Judah anyway. But the fact of the matter is, the Most High wanted us to stay separate, even amongst the tribes, because the fact that when Jacob blessed his sons, each one of them had a characteristic, each one of them had a personality trait. And as a result, their children followed that same stream. When you start mixing, it's like there's a confusion there because it's never as simple and as straightforward. So when we look at these people, we see that there are aspects of Shem, there are aspects of Ham, and there are aspects of Japheth. They are completely mixed. It's all in there. It's all in there. We can't get hung up on saying, well, they can't be Edomites because that would make them Shem. Yes. Yes. I mean, even Gates Holder brought out the history of them with the women. They have that in their blood. Let's not get it twisted. Esau mixed his seed amongst all the nations. That also includes Israel. So we can't just be like, oh, well, that would just make them Shem, so they can't be Shem because that's too close. They're our brother. They are our brother. And if you want to get really technical, they're all our brother. Ham, Shem, and Japheth were all brothers. So, you know, it is what it is. But unfortunately, they all decided to just align themselves with Satan. It didn't have to be, but they chose it. The Most High gives you a choice. He gives each and every one of us a choice. And those of them who choose to renounce and denounce and move away from, like I said, the oaths that you made to Satan, right, through your fathers, those of you who denounce that, more power to you. The Most High will give you a place or whatever that's between you and him. And those of our people who are hell-bent, dare I say, to literally join their ranks, then I don't know what to say. You're going to get swept up when the madness hits, you know. And I just wanted to say that. And, you know, Karis, thank you for letting me on.
All right. Thank you, Sister Chantel. Appreciate it. Brother Mike.
Yeah. Here we go. Everything is changing by the day now. Back in the days, it used to be about a month, about a week. Now they up in their game. They're showing themselves. The devil is showing themselves, and his creation is showing themselves. Uh, this is not our fight. Uh, we need to stand back and continue to stand back and look at a distance, um, and follow what Yah tell us to do according to the scriptures. That's what we need to do. Keep our head on the swivel. Keep on encouraging our brothers and sisters, and checking up on one another, making sure that we're doing our deed towards our brothers and continue to bless Israel. Because those that bless Israel, Yah will bless those people who bless his people.
Yes.
And I hand it back to you, Brother Karras.
All right. Thank you, Brother Michael. All right. Well, family, that was an interesting show. We're a world that is on edge. And this is where we're at, family. I don't know if I'm going to be on later on. I don't know if I'm going to be this week is going to be an interesting week. I may be out of cycle. I may be coming on out of cycle. So, just stay tuned because things are really rapidly moving, even way beyond what we can understand. So thank you for those that support this channel. Thank you for the donations to Covenant Awakenings. Thank you for your support for Quest 2 Night Africa. As we continue to do the mission of the Most High while we are able to do this. Doesn't mean we stop. Just means that, look, we don't get involved in what the world is doing. Because now you see that the world is going and doing things and it's not going back to normal. Because this is Isaiah 13 in full effect. So don't get discouraged, but please understand we need to stay away from the craziness that's on out there that's designed to try to get us into this debacle. Again, family, this is not our fight. Use wisdom and discernment, and if you don't have it, ask the Most High to give it to you. So with that said, family, Most High willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And with that, shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom, peace and blessings, Yasharel.